Good morning, happy Wellness Wednesday, everyone. My name's Brian the Botanist. I'm here with Kulani and Jim and their van Sage for a special outdoor edition of Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here. So excited and grateful to tune in and share our presence and our space and our travels and our journey.
So stoked to connect with Brian. We're so happy we can be here and make this happen.
Guys, let us know at home if you can hear us well. We're testing out a new system today. We're recording it with 2 cameras, and we are outside in beautiful Miami Beach, and Kulani and Jim drove here from San Diego across the country on an amazing adventure. So we're going to get into that. We're going to learn about their lifestyle, their philosophies, their health tips, their everything about them. So tell us how the sound is, because we're testing out our phone a little bit further away and a digital camera out here too.
Testing.
Can you guys hear us?
Hello, hello.
Hello. Let us know if you can hear us.
All right, we're going to jump right into it, guys, because we got good microphone here. So if you can hear us at home, we're going to get started. So I heard you guys are from San Diego.
No.
Let's start off where you're from and how you got here.
Well, I grew up in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
I moved to California when I was 17 and was there for about 4 years.
Yeah, and I'm coming from the south suburbs of Chicago, so about 30 minutes from the city, very suburbia. So I started traveling when I was about 18 and hit the open road and started embarking on the quest of finding myself and meeting this beautiful earth. And when I was driving, I was actually living in my Jeep Cherokee for a couple of months, just traveling, going to several different national parks, really exploring and finding myself. And that's when I found Jim in San Diego. And when we met in San Diego, it was like every single day that we hung out, it was not a day that we didn't see each other. And It was kind of like an interesting love story, because I actually had a one-way ticket to Hawaii at the time. So I was like connecting with him, but I was like, sorry, but I'm leaving. And he was like, no.
I wasn't going to let that happen.
So did you go with the Hawaii?
Yeah, after a month of connecting, or before a month, we took a road trip back to Chicago, felt the connection as real as it could be. And I was like, dang, I'm not going to let this go. I can't just drop this connection. So I just
take a risk of it growing apart.
Yeah, exactly. So I quit both my jobs. I sold the first van that I had, and I booked a one-way ticket to Hawaii and just kind of followed her out there.
Yeah, he met me out there after like a month of me being out there.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty real, because I kind of had this experience where I was like, wow, I met this really awesome person, but what a trip to have to leave. I'm like, is this real? So when he followed me back, I was like, okay, this is something I can work with, because I told myself I'd never settle for someone who can't hang. Sure. So if he flew across the Pacific Ocean, I was like, okay, he's pretty serious about this, let's do it. So we traveled Hawaii for 7 months out of backpacks, worked at organic farms, worked at cacao farms, working with raw cacao, living off grid, understanding how solar works and how water catchment and living off the land and really connecting with our roots. And that's when our journey of living resiliently and creating a life of living off the land really became a part of our lives and our dream to be able to...
A reality.
Yeah, seriously. We really gained a new perspective for wanting to share the abundance of what the earth really provides for us and connecting with the land in ways that include just holistic permaculture techniques.
Awesome. And not having an attachment to a house or place.
Yeah.
You guys have been traveling a lot, which is really cool. I've been following you on Instagram for a long time because we've been friends, and also we've been Live Ultimate Partners family. So I've seen you come across the country now. You stopped in Louisiana, in New Orleans.
Yes.
Did you go anywhere? Were you all over before that too? You stopped for a couple of days always, or a week, or?
Well, the journey
There's no rush, it seems like.
There was no rush.
No rush.
Well, we had about a month and a half because we were actually meeting our family in Key West.
Okay.
So that was it was kind of like San Diego to Key West. That was the itinerary. And then after Key West, it was come up to Miami, and then this is where we're at in our journey. So within that month, we went through Arizona. We found a lot of beautiful places to park and camp in Arizona. There's plenty of BLM land, which is the
Bureau of Land Management. Yep.
Bureau of Land Management, which allows you to camp for essentially free for at least 2 weeks. So we had a lot of time in Arizona where we connected with the land, connected with the desert, and then it was onward to
Texas. We went through New Mexico for 2 days.
Yep.
Kind of made that one go kind of fast. We traveled to White Sands National Park, and that was beautiful. And then after that, we went through Texas. Almost got caught in a snowstorm for a week, but bailed before that happened.
Oh my God.
And
the big one?
Yeah, the big one.
The big one.
The big one. And now we're here.
So everyone's saying it sounds great. Guys, let us know any questions you have for Kulani and Jim. We're having a discussion here about wellness today and about their travels. So you guys have been traveling across the U.S. and the van, his name is Sage.
Yes.
Yes,
And I
this
found
is
out
Sage.
yesterday that Sage is a female because I accidentally said a male because I have a friend named Sage who's a male. Awesome Live Ultimate friend of ours, ambassador. So Sage, tell us about Sage.
Yeah.
How he came into your life.
Yeah, so
She.
yeah.
She's a 7140 Econoline. We found her on Craigslist when we were in San Diego. We just searched up
50 years old today.
exactly.
This year.
Yeah.
You
Older
found
than my
her.
mom.
To put it into perspective, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
You have a young mom. Wow. Yeah.
So
49.
yeah, right. All we really did was go on Craigslist and type in van and not have any limitations on where we would look for. And we found her in Oregon, so we made a 1,000-mile trek up
All the way to Oregon from San Diego.
from
Yeah.
San
And
Diego.
Was this
To
the
get
first
this.
van that you guys kind of saw that you were interested in, or were you looking at other ones?
Okay, so when
did
we
it-
were on Craigslist, you know, like there's, you know, with Craigslist, it can kind of be up in the air whether
Mm-hmm.
or not things are, first off, legit, and second off, if you can actually rely on things, because
Right.
you're only looking at pictures and
Yeah.
word of mouth kind of thing. So it's like, when we saw this van, I saw it and I honestly felt like this was a mirror of my soul in van form. And I was like telling Jim, I was like, okay, we can't get excited, just message the guy,
Move on.
leave it alone, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. And the guy actually messaged us back and was saying, you know, like, we're available for you to come up and check out the van. Like, if you want this van, it's yours. So we trusted and we took the journey. But at this time, there was really gnarly fires happening all throughout the east or throughout the west coast. So
September of last year, to be specific.
Yeah.
Probably the worst time for the fires over there.
So it in terms of, you know, driving in a smart way, it wasn't exactly ideal because we were going through some of the worst forest fires of the United States. Although, you know, we ended up getting what we needed to get and we got out. So yes, it was a little dangerous, but in the end, it was worth it because here we are today. So it was part of the adventure, part of the journey. Would not recommend going through forest
No.
fires.
We kind
to
of
anyone
considered
out
it.
there.
So you flew up there and then drove back?
We
with it?
drove up.
You drove
Because I had
up.
my Jeep Cherokee.
Okay.
So
So
we-
one of you followed
Yes,
each other back?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
smart.
We
Yeah.
kind of considered it like a rescue mission.
Yeah. And now, was Sage fully outfitted like she is now with
No.
some of the cool interior craftings?
Not like this.
And the floor is really nice.
The floor is
Like,
the only thing that was
That
the floor is
kept.
original?
Yeah.
What was from?
Everything
Yeah.
else we took out,
For
gutted
those that
it.
can't see at home, it's like a nice dark grain wood that, you know, you would see in a home.
Yeah, it's like hardwood,
Hardwood.
and we have wood all throughout the ceiling.
Oh yeah,
here.
you got wood on the ceiling too, on
Yeah.
the walls.
Yeah, we-
Maybe at the very end we can do a little.
Yeah, we'll do a
Yeah.
walkthrough
scan.
at the end.
But so when we first got her, she was done up a little bit. There was a bed, there was an area to sit, there was a small table area, but we really wanted to make it ours and have a project that we can call our own.
Okay.
So we gutted the entire thing. We were living in San Diego in an apartment at the time, kind of like a house, but living in like a unit of the house.
Yeah.
So it took us about 3 to 4 months to really build her out, and then once January 1st hit, it was living in the van full time. So
Okay.
it was pretty beautiful. We had a chance to really connect with the van. We were doing a lot of investments with going to Home Depot
Sure.
all the
Watching
time.
videos.
We were
Yeah.
getting
working out of Home
ideas.
Depot too. We like went in to get materials, went in the parking lot, and worked from like
So you'd
6 to
work
6.
in the parking lot on the van. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it was
Do it yourself project.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's a passion project.
and
Yeah.
we got solar in here. We
It's your
have
home, yeah.
you know, a sink.
You have solar. Wow.
We have
Yep.
solar, so we are able to work from home. We're able to
On the roof, you have panels that you
we
put
do.
out? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
one panel that runs to an inverter, and then we have one outlet wired in the back so we can connect our phones in bed or whatever we want.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't need propane, you don't need to run the van, you don't need
just for the little
just
stove
at
we
night.
have.
Yeah.
At night, yeah.
For the
Yeah,
propane.
Yeah, we're in the solar.
Yeah, and the solar is good for our needs. I mean, we have a rice cooker that we're able to use, so we're able to make dinner with our rice cooker. We're able to charge our laptops, our cameras, our phones, and we're able to work on the road, which is essentially like
That's awesome.
what makes this possible for
Yeah.
us. You know, if we weren't able to create income on this journey wouldn't exist for us.
Right.
So it's really important aspect to be able to find ways such as solar, such as, you know, being able to, you know, flex and flow in life to be able to make it work for
Yeah.
you. You know, it's kind of like shapeshifters
Seriously.
at its finest.
Well, that's cool. I want to talk about your lifestyle then, and also about, you know, how you incorporate business and how you incorporate, you know, your career
Absolutely.
into a traveling lifestyle.
Yeah.
And also, you know, you're traveling right now. It sounds like you started in January, so this is
Mm-hmm.
great. You're taking this opportunity to take this year to get out there and travel. How has Live Ultimate because I know you guys are ambassadors. You signed up in the last 6 months, like
Yeah.
in the summer.
Yeah, late
How has
summer.
that helped you? Because I know you told me a couple of times. And first of all, thank you for getting me out of my office. This is awesome. I'm normally in my office, and it's beautiful in there. I love it, but it's not as beautiful as outside. We're underneath this beautiful trees in Miami Beach by the park. We just had a nice lady walk by with her baby, and we have runners going by us, and it's beautiful flamingo park here. So we were talking about the products. You told me that, and the lifestyle and the business. You told me yesterday or a couple days ago that having the elixir and the shrooms every single day as your foundation alleviates so much stress that you could have for
It's
like
true.
grounding yourself, for eating. You know, of course you need more calories, but this is a good start to your day, and it probably gets you kind of like when you get out of bed and you just get your day going. That's probably the most important time to get your nutrients
Yes.
in, and then you're
So true.
okay. We're gonna be able, you know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Two of the first
wake
things
up
that we
grateful.
do.
How do you wake up? Tell me your morning routine and how you use the products. Yeah.
So right when we wake up, I mean, sometimes we set an alarm, sometimes we don't, depending on how fast we feel like we need to get out of our parking spot. And first thing we'll do is kind of wake up and set our intentions and breathe, maybe meditate for 20 to 30 minutes.
I like to go through a meditation process where I'm laying in bed, but I'm very much conscious, and I'm laying in bed and I'm actually going through, if anyone out there has read Dr. Joe Dispenza's books, he has essentially introduced this concept of blessing the energy centers, blessing the chakras. So what I'll do when I wake up is I'll go through each one of my chakras and just like put my focus on the energy around my space and through each energy channel. And for me, this is a great way to just ground into my body and to essentially connect with my being. Before I do anything, before I have my elixir, before I check my phone, before I do anything, I'm just tuning into my body and
Scanning it.
yeah, and just seeing,
Yeah.
how I'm feeling. It's so easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle of traveling, when we don't take a moment to ground in and anchor into our presence. So for me, my morning meditation has been crucial. Like, it really helps me just create clarity and focus in my day, in my morning, before we start the day. And I know for you too, you've been working with different types of meditations, and I'm exploring different ways to get connected.
Absolutely. And then right after we feel grounded for the day, we jump up and make our elixir. It's the first thing we do. We got two 32-ounce jars of water full.
So you
and
guys
we-
use mason jars, I see?
Yeah.
For those who can see, they have a beautiful shelf back there with glass mason jars that look like, what are those, about 20 ounce or
32.
32 ounce mason jars. They have their elixir and shrooms up there. They have a kettle. They have their stove. They have a bunch of pans and I'm sure plates and everything you need.
Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less.
Nothing more, nothing
Yeah.
less. Exactly. That's
Everything
a
you
great
need.
fun.
Only
You can
what
make
we
a
need.
coffee if you need to. You can make
Yeah.
something hot like a tea.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And that's so cool that you can do it in the van, in the space, and you can open up to nature. I mean, you
Yes.
can be anywhere. Your parking spot could be a national park.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And oftentimes it is.
Yeah.
But other times, it's behind Crackle Barrel.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not about judgment. It's
Yeah,
not about,
it's pretty
Right.
much, like
Yeah.
just flowing with it and seeing what can feel good. And some places are not exactly van friendly. Sleeping in your van overnight is not exactly appropriate in a lot of different areas.
Sure.
And we're not exactly a stealthy vehicle either.
Yeah, when you see sage, you know
It's
sage.
like the like Scooby-Doo kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't
So-
really forget sage.
Well,
once you see
there's
her.
an emoji on Instagram that looks exactly like sage.
Yeah,
It's the
right.
same green and the same white, and
I saw that.
I did it this morning. It's from the front, but so Sage has been your home and the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And how long do you think you're going to be traveling with Sage? Like this until you find? I mean,
Yeah.
traveling seems like a lifestyle, so it's not like you're going to start and stop. But do you have plan? I know you're going to take your time to go up the East Coast
Yeah.
and explore the East Coast. You told me yesterday.
Totally.
But do you see yourself at some point? I know we talked a little bit about land.
Yeah,
What do you think?
we've been feeling into like a year and a half time span
Okay.
for Sage's travel span.
Yeah.
And I mean, ideally, we want to be with her for as long as she can go.
How's she handling the U.S. Driving across the
Like a
country?
champion.
Zero problems.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Zero
Yeah.
problems. This van is 50 years old. It has
Wow.
a new crate motor, so
Yep.
we just rolled over 100,000 miles. So I mean, like
Okay,
with
so
a
the
new
motor's young.
new motor,
Yeah.
and we just
Wow.
hit over 100,000. So
Okay, and you
it's
do
not
your own
bad.
oil changes and service?
No,
Or do you-
we
Not
don't.
yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're gonna
We need
get
to
one
get the
soon.
van lifted in order to do that.
you have to get it
because
lifted
the
off
engine
the
is
ground.
actually in the front between the passenger
Yeah.
chair
Okay.
and
So
the
it's
driver chair.
A little
So
difficult to access.
Oh wow.
you
but
need
I mean,
to get it lifted in order for a mechanic to get in
Yeah.
there, and it's kind of difficult sometimes because you want to get a mechanic who actually knows how to work with old school classic vehicles.
Someone you can
Okay.
trust.
So like a certified VW. Now this is a VW, right?
This is
Ford.
a Ford.
Ford. Oh, I'm sorry. Ford.
Yeah.
Club wagon.
He didn't mean it.
Yeah, sorry. It's a beautiful Ford. Wow, I'm used to seeing VWs.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Right.
love how there's extra ventilation on the top.
Totally.
Yeah.
So you can stand up in there.
6
That's
feet
crucial.
clearance.
6 feet clearance.
The
Yeah.
standing room is everything, honestly. If we were to be hunching over, I don't think we would make it a year and a half.
Because you can like do sun salutation. You can do. You
Yeah.
can just have good posture.
I've
Exactly.
done yoga in this
Yeah.
van.
You can do yoga there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you open it up even more, like, because I see a bed back there.
The bat, yeah. So underneath the bed, again, we'll do like a little
Walkthrough.
walkthrough afterward. But essentially, we have our bed like in this area, and underneath the bed, you can open it up like a chest, and all of our like glass jars, like legumes, grains, all that kind of stuff is in there. We have all of our books. In the back, it
Dry
opens
storage.
up.
So it's
dry
like a
storage.
big pull out.
Yeah.
Underneath the
Opens.
bed.
It's like
Oh,
it opens
Yeah.
up like a chest.
like a chest.
From
Yeah.
the front and
oh,
the
nice.
back.
So the
yeah.
Yeah.
mattress is on top. You
Yes.
open it up and
Yeah.
you can just load that up with all types of
Everything.
stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah.
Dry or things you eat, things you.
Yeah, we
Towels.
have
Lentils.
Yeah.
common
Yeah.
household things and food in the front,
Yep.
and then like adventure stuff, like work stuff, tools and stuff in the back.
Okay.
Just things that we don't need to access
Sure.
as often.
But
Yeah.
you might need on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you need everything with you for a long road trip. This is serious. This
When
is
I'm-
not. You're not going to get
Yeah.
rescued at any point.
Yeah,
Exactly,
I mean,
like-
or go to a hotel. I mean, you can go to a hotel. And I heard you went to a cool one in Key West, like an Airbnb or.
It was
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like an Airbnb, and
Yeah.
my family kind of wanted to go all out. You
Yeah.
know, my grandma's getting
You get
older.
breaks here and there.
You know,
can
so
go to a family's house.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
Chicago. And,
yeah, exactly. And
East Coast is where Jim's from, right?
Yep.
You guys are gonna go there next.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna go kind of cruise through the coast, and essentially what we're doing is looking for land.
Okay.
We really want to, or have land find us, and
Mm-hmm.
we're putting intentions to create the energetic field that opens the possibility and the opportunity to find a piece of land with a fresh water source that we can begin to
Like
create.
a spring or a river
Yes.
or a
Exactly.
creek or something. I
Yes.
love springs. I'm obsessed with
Yes,
springs.
exactly.
It's the most
I
important
worked on a
factor.
farm in Virginia that had one. In Wisconsin, we were spring hunters.
Wow.
Northern Florida has springs, but
Florida's
southern Florida,
packed.
Florida has thousands of springs.
So many.
Yeah, so maybe
many.
something in Florida will call your name.
Maybe.
We're gonna keep it open. You know,
Yeah.
that's the
Same. My
yeah.
girlfriend Paula, who's right over there in the green room VIP. We'll show you
Backstage.
her in a second. We're also looking for a small piece of land, like an acre or two, even 5 if we could afford that, and to build a tiny home. That's
Absolutely.
Amazing.
off the grid
Yeah.
energy. We've even been looking at tiny home builders, and the pros and cons versus buying a home in the city and building your own home that's maybe smaller but is more energy efficient
Right.
and is everything you wanted.
Absolutely.
You could even build custom rooms. Like I'm a DJ, so I know you're a musician. We're gonna
Yep.
talk about that
Totally.
today. You can build a little side room for
Little
the
studios.
DJ.
Yeah.
Paola's really into. She wants to build a spa, right? And we want to build her a little spa. So yeah, it's great. You're looking for a piece of land, or the land's looking for you. I love how
Yeah.
you can frame that. It's
Yeah.
not
Pushy
it's
or
not pushy. Yeah,
yeah.
It's
Open.
organic.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen when it's meant to happen. You're
Yeah.
not gonna get in the wrong situation. You're gonna find the perfect alignment.
Yeah.
And think about your higher self, and that's what we're doing. The same is location and everything. Water. So what else besides water is important to you?
So
do you guys
that's-
want to have a farm? Are you
We
trying to
want
have a
to
garden?
build a farm.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm studying permaculture right now.
Oh,
It's
nice.
a little inconsistent, but I have so many books on permaculture, and I've been studying under High Sierra Permaculture. They were based out of California. Now they're in Colorado, and I've been
Yeah.
doing like online studying.
Okay.
And essentially,
Permaculture's been your recent focus.
yeah,
Besides with
I'm
Ultimate, yeah.
essentially looking forward to connecting the dots in ecosystems and
Uh-huh.
essentially creating a safe space for nature to do its thing.
Mm.
Like, I feel that us as humans have a responsibility in
Yes.
this web of life, and when we look back into generations of people and civilizations, we're working with the land. And what I want to be able to do in this space is not go against the land. I want to allow nature to run its course. I want to create closed loop systems, and I want to promote biodiversity, because with one,
That's amazing.
in
Biodiversity
this-
is so important on
Yeah.
farms.
Yes.
You need to have all those
Yeah.
invertebrates, all the other plants,
of it.
all the animals.
All
You
the
want all the
microorganisms.
animals. You need everything. Yeah.
I had a quote
Yep.
that really stuck out to me by Bill Mollison, and he is someone who's really connected with the permaculture world, if anyone knows that name. But he said something one time that really stuck to me, and it was saying, "You don't have a snail problem, you have a duck deficiency." And what that's saying is, you don't have to get rid of one pest, because you just need to create more biodiversity, because nature, when it's in a space that it's encouraged to run its cycle, then you don't have these problems in nature. You know, when you have,
There's corrections, there's balances.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
you know, the web of life isn't complete if you have, you know, a overpopulation of one thing, because that just gives an opportunity to introduce another species or another animal. And this is a concept that has really
Yep,
inspired
Stefano
me.
has your back was just saying biodiversity is crucial to human health.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's been obvious the way that we, as you know, a society, grow our food in such a monoculture way.
Sure.
So we're really
Spraying
trying to,
everything.
yeah,
Right.
Literally, it's Roundup ready corn, and nothing's living there except for that corn.
right.
Nothing.
And
Jeez,
at this
nothing.
point, after Hawaii, we
yeah.
really gained an inspiration when we
I'm
saw.
sure Hawaii's just wild abundance.
Oh
I have
my
a friend in
gosh.
Maui,
Abundant.
and it's so abundant out
So
there.
abundant.
So vibrant.
We
The
had- we
volcanic soil. I mean, what
Yeah.
is it called? The Oregon or whatever. In the soil out there is like through the roof. The levels.
So
of-
good, so rich, and
Yeah.
so fertile, and it really, you know, planted that seed in our own consciousness of like, wow, like to be able to feel safe and held and supported on a piece of land is what we would like to offer the next generation. And we'd like to create a space where natural education and natural learning and working with the land is encouraged and important and of a priority.
Nice. So it sounds like everyone can hear us get at home because we're having an intimate conversation here, but we're sharing it with you guys. We're also recording it for YouTube, and so we're talking about permaculture and regenerative farming. It sounds like, and
Yeah.
that's a very big part of Live Ultimate too. Is that
Yeah.
our sourcing comes from the same type of farms.
Yeah.
I know our mushrooms are grown with the highest integrity, and that's so. I kind of wanted to shift now, if it's okay,
Yeah.
and
We're
ask
open.
you both, about how you found out about Live Ultimate. And what your evolution has been like here. So Jim, can I start with you? Or I think Kulani might have joined first, but do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I
Start
don't mind
with-
starting.
start with Jim? Okay.
So, I mean, I found out about Live Ultimate through Kulani, through Allie, who's our
Shout out to
upline.
Allie.
Allie.
Allie and Aaron out in California. Hey guys.
We actually visited them on the farm or the land that they're staying at right now. just-
Jamul is the city, right?
Hamul.
Hamul.
Yep. So
Hamul.
we went over there, said hi to them, met them for the first time in
Oh,
person,
wow.
well, from my own
Yeah.
perspective, for the first time.
Besides Zoom and
Yeah,
Right.
And it was really great to just be in their presence and to feel their energy as it
Aaron
is.
and Allie are the biggest hearts. They like when Aaron wraps his arms around you. I'm sorry, but we got a little love affair with Aaron here. He's like a big Papa Bear, and it's just like everything's
Seriously.
gonna be okay.
Seriously, you just feel safe with them.
Yes.
And yeah, once I heard about the opportunity and the possibility to earn residual income and create financial freedom while traveling and living on the road and sharing the abundant medicine that's so there for us to receive, it almost seemed too good to be true.
Wow.
So I don't.
Had you tried the products yet, or was that?
No,
you
I
know,
hadn't tried them before.
You went out to the farm before you tried them, or?
Not even. No, we just felt such resonance within the
Okay.
mission, within
wanted
the
to meet
core
them.
values. We felt the integrity and the authenticity of the company through Aaron and Allie.
Okay.
We actually, the first call that we jumped on.
How did you find them? Also, was it through Instagram or was it through a friend?
So Allie and I grew up in the same hometown.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I heard she's from Chicago. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm from Madison, so I'm 2 hours away. But wow,
Yeah.
Chicago
Oh, yeah.
girls that
Yes.
reconnected out in.
Yeah, so Ellie and I have semi-similar journeys growing up. We kind of had a similar healing journey with a figure, Gina Slager. If you're here, Gina, shout out to you and your medicine and your teachings, because Ellie and I connected through her teachings, and eventually so Allie moved to Miami, found Aaron, was introduced to Live Ultimate. She reached out to me, Kulani, this is something that you would be really interested in. Like, if you have a moment to take a look, like, I would love to just show you something new. Like, this is really potent stuff we're working on over here. And at the time, I own my own business. I'm a creator. I've been designing jewelry for 5 years.
Wow, Knots and Locks, right?
Knots and Locks is my company.
There's one of the ambulance. Yep,
I
I
make-
love it. They all. What is that design? It's like a
So this is a mala.
mala. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a 108 mala, a unique design that inspired me
amethyst
through.
or-
Yeah.
This is amethyst, yeah. So essentially, at the
It's a
time,
very organic design. It looks like almost like a jellyfish or like a
Right.
yeah,
interesting
Little
animal.
skirt.
Yeah,
or like a cosmic spider.
cosmic spider,
Or a little
I like that.
octopus.
Yeah, little octopus.
So essentially, what was happening at the time of when Allie introduced me to Live Ultimate is I was doing really well with my company, and
with your art and your jewelry.
And I was very focused on that, so I had to kind of put it to the side for the first year. Actually, like she told me about it, and I was like, to be honest with you, like I just don't have space right now for that. And it was almost a full year later when I was called to mushroom medicine, and I was seeking a trusted, sustainable source of mushrooms that I can rely on to put in my body every single day. And Allie was like, hello, like I'm over here. And I was like, snap, like I almost had it go past me. And that's when I finally felt more intention into connecting with her, learning about Live Ultimate and understanding why Live Ultimate is such a beautiful company and why they stand out from different companies. So at that point, I was like, wow, like I'm down. Like I want to consume a mushroom product every day. And you know, she's been in as an ambassador for over a year, so I was like, you know, like tell me a little bit about that. She could be a mentor
in that she's already worked her way.
And she's a trusted friend. I really look up to her in a lot of ways.
Childhood friends, wow.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, like, you know.
And like, same core values.
Yeah, exactly.
Alignment was there. Okay.
Yes. And, you know, I started meditating on it. I actually started having dreams about mushrooms. Wow. And things started to become a little bit more grounded in my body.
Oh, speaking of mushrooms, let me show you guys the gift they gave me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Kulani and Jim, for this mushroom mug they gave my girlfriend Paola and me. That's from a farmer's market in San Diego. Oh,
she's excited about it too.
Yeah, we got some excitement here in the playground. It's a beautiful mug that they gifted me and Paola. So thank you guys for the mugs.
Absolutely.
And I love how they're always supporting local too. This is like core values. Support your local artisans.
Yes.
And Knots and Locks again is Kulani's art brand. Knots, K-N-O-T-S.
K-N-O-T-Z-N-L-O-C-S. Follow me on Instagram. I'm posting a lot. That's my main job, is to be present and to connect with community. If you feel inspired to connect on a deeper level, I'm always here, and I'd love to get to meet you and share presence with you. And I would be an honor to extend the relationships and nurture a friendship or a bond.
N-O-T-Z. K-N-O-T-Z-N L-O-C-K
C-S.
C-S. Yeah. Knots and Locks. And Jim, what's yours?
It's all that is Jim with a couple periods in between each word.
All period that
period is period
is
Jim.
Period Jim. Okay. I'm putting them in the chat here, guys, so you can follow them. Are my space in there. Okay.
Yeah, follow us, show some love. We'd love to connect with you.
Sage has her own account as well.
Oh, Sage has an account too.
Yep.
We can link that later.
Yeah, that's through our own profiles. You can find that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, we got that in the chat. Let's pin that. All right, we did the official Instagram pinning of the accounts.
Oh,
all right,
beautiful.
So it's 10:28. Beautiful Miami.
All right.
Wow, it's not raining because it's the winter here. What a beautiful winter.
Yeah,
it's incredible
so grateful.
weather.
It feels amazing.
What do you guys feel like? How has Miami been versus, you know, other parts of the U.S.? This is obviously a sunny state.
Yeah, one thing that's really stuck out to me is I love the diversity of people and energy. There's a vibrant energy in the air. You can tell that there's just a vast uniqueness to everyone here. And as we pulled up, you know, it just felt way more open and vibrant than other places that we've been in, and just the different types of cultures and people and so many different energies that are coming through. Feels really great to be able to be in a space where this diversity is so beautiful and so shared through an entire city, and it's just really beautiful to be witness of. Other areas can be, you know, very
closed off.
Homogenous.
Closed off,
yeah.
So this has been so beautiful to just feel part of a human family that's, you know, not just primarily white, because you can go through a lot of areas in the U.S. and it's primarily white, and it just, you know, it feels really nice to be connected with the human family rather than just one race or something like that. So it's been great to appreciate and just like stay open to such a vibrant area.
305. Thanks, Infinite 315. Luis Mesa, one of our awesome friends. He's been on Past Wellness Wednesday. He's been showing love, saying hi.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining us. If you guys have any questions about van life or about Live Ultimate, about Jim and Kulani, any questions for them, please send them here. I love how he said abundant medicine, infinite medicine.
Oh, yes.
Abundant medicine.
Beautiful.
And, yeah. Okay, so let's let's continue this discussion about the products. Let's talk about the elixir. And then we'll get into the shrooms. But
Yeah.
how has the elixir served you and supported you on your trip
So can
and
I
on
say
in your life so far?
So I really want to first say that we still do connect with caffeine medicine, and we love our caffeine, but what I've noticed is drinking our elixir in the morning before any caffeine has been a huge difference. And alkalizing and really hydrating the body. Like, after I started consuming the Ultimate Elixir, I feel significantly more hydrated. Like, it makes me feel like I actually deserve the coffee.
Yeah, seriously.
Instead of feeling
That's true.
like, like kind of groggy waking up, like, okay, here I am drinking my coffee. It's more of like
I'm waiting for that snap of the caffeine.
Yeah,
Right.
This
it's
is
like-
more like loving your hydrating. I
Yeah.
compare it to a plant too.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Like you feel like you're perked up, and
Yeah.
if you're like, I wake up and sometimes I have to go to the bathroom right away, but my stomach is a little off. But if I
Yeah.
drink the water and the elixir, I just feel better within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Every time, because we've been eating a little late lately, and we're going to work on that. But last night I picked up my girlfriend. We got home at midnight almost, because 11, but from Boynton Beach. But it's a long
wow.
drive, 100 miles. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's the morning routine. It's starting your day with water and superfoods.
It's
Yeah.
everything.
At
And
least water, and
don't
then
even
super-
really feel
yeah.
the craving for coffee until
No.
maybe like an hour after we have the elixir.
Yep.
And it helps us kind of tune into journaling a little bit more, to meditation ritual, to stretching.
Love journaling. We talked last week with Mike DeCourcy,
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah.
and he
Right.
gave us a big discussion on journaling and its powers.
It's huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Getting just all your thoughts out there.
Yeah.
Journaling for 20 minutes in the morning. Shout out to Mike DeCourcy.
Yoo, love you, brother.
Yeah, he said the Moleskine notebook is the way to go, and the G6 pens from the
gel
pilot,
pens?
Nice.
G6
Yeah,
pilot
yeah.
pens. He's like, that's my go-to. Get
Those
the
are fluid.
Moleskine. I actually found the Moleskine notebooks on online. I'm gonna buy it.
Great.
A
Oh,
three
nice.
pack.
Amazing.
3 packs $20, but it's a good investment.
All right.
Well, you got
Because-
backup.
Yeah.
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 Write your heart out.
Yeah. And they look nice versus these older, legal pads. But
Right.
have
Yeah.
you guys been journaling a lot or writing
Yeah.
your thoughts out as you travel?
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's a really
Absolutely.
great time to kind of be creative and,
Absolutely.
think about your philosophy and writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to get more into a habit of journaling every day. Sometimes I find that while living on the road, it's been a little bit difficult to create rituals and really stick with them daily. But recently, since after like really noticing that I was kind of struggling with that, I've been putting more intention into creating more rituals and sticking to them every day and holding myself accountable to those rituals.
Like throughout the day rituals, because your morning
Yeah.
ritual sounds strong. You
Yeah.
meditate, you wake up, you have your superfoods, you get your
Yeah.
your creativity going with your mushrooms.
The morning is like the anchor of the day.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right? Like you have the most time in the morning, except when you want to like hit it early and start driving. But it's very
Sure.
unpredictable on the road.
Right.
You can be having a 7 a.m. start where you need to get in the van and go. You can be sleeping in if you're at a campsite and have like all morning to relax.
Right.
So it's very different a lot
Okay.
of the times.
Yeah, so on those times where we have to like kind of get up, or when we feel like we need to get up and bounce like really fast, I feel a little bit that it's more difficult to stretch, journal, and I mean even play music for that instance. But then at the same
Oh,
token,
yes, we're going to see the hand drum in a little bit. Stay tuned for a special hand drum performance.
but yeah, I mean it's really about creating that space for yourself or for each other to stay connected to ourselves in those ritualistic habits and patterns that we want
Absolutely.
to see come
Anxiety
true.
can just come in so fast if you don't have some type of
Grounding.
groundation, something you can really support you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which is, I think we were talking about the elixir originally,
Yep.
but that's, how have you guys felt like, tell me a little bit about more like maybe physically, how has it helped you in any way? Have you found like it,
Yep.
did you have a good habits before with your diet? I hate to say diet, but with your
Yeah.
nutrition.
I
Were
was-
you
It's a
eating
good
really
question.
clean?
It's a really great
yeah.
question.
How did
honestly.
you approach the elixir from a clean perspective already?
Yeah, so essentially like it served as a detoxification really. It
Okay.
like really allowed my skin actually went through a process of really detoxifying, and I had a lot of breakouts going on. And then I connected with the skincare line,
Yeah.
and then my breakouts subsided and the medicine really worked. So it was like, healing from within and without of the body at the
So
same
important,
time.
yeah.
It was like this synergy, and I could tell that. So what I really feel helps the body connect with this medicine, I mentioned it on my story. I called it Kulani's 3 keys. Kulani's keys, and it was intention, surrender, and commitment. And
Intention, surrender, and commitment.
and these
Okay.
3 keys have really, this is
that.
where my journey really blossomed, because the first is your intention. If we're creating an intention with our life, with anything that we do, we see so much more presence and just this deep grounded sense of presence in what we do. So this is a key to life in general, but specifically when we're working with our elixirs, you know, we want to be able to essentially give a morning prayer for ourselves of why we're doing this, why we show up the way that we do. The second key would be to surrender. And I say this because sometimes it's...
Can you give us a quick example of like the morning prayer in a nutshell? Like, are you supporting your growth? Like, you're saying things like our
affirmations. Right.
To be a strong person, to have core values. That
right. So when and this can come into my journal session as well, whether I speak it, whether I pray in my mind, whether I put it on journal, you know, I'm connecting with, I'm a strong being, I am connected to my core, I am healing from the inside out, I am loved, this medicine supports my highest good, I am tuned into my body, I say yes to this moment. These are things that I tell myself on an everyday basis because I'm literally creating my mindset. Like, as I ground into these affirmations, it's an opportunity for my mind and my heart to connect as one, and it starts this experience out for the day, for the elixir. And if anyone, you know, is connected to the programming of water itself it has memory. So if we're putting the elixir in water and we're praying to the water remembers this, and we're literally consuming our prayer. So it's a very beautiful, a very deep experience, and it's very subtle at the same time. So it's like a very beautiful balance of power and potency and subtleness and a gentle connection to the body. So
awesome.
This is the intention aspect.
Okay. Right.
Second would be surrender. Surrender is trusting the medicine.
Okay.
Trusting that this medicine knows what it's doing. It is designed to work its magic the way that it's been programmed to do so. The reason why it's on this earth, it has a very specific set of instructions. Each ingredient, each
surrender is what.
Like allowing, you know, really relaxing into it, because I know that you know, starting new endeavors, especially with plant medicines and with, you know, new experiences, sometimes our nerves can get the best of us. And what I've come to
you can
is
even doubt it, like, it's not really just some hocus pocus thing.
Exactly.
Like some people are like, oh, you can still be vegan and still get cancer. Oh, you can still be the healthiest person and still get cancer. Like, that's a defeatist attitude.
Right.
Wait a second, but these superfoods are the richest or the most nutrient dense, rich. Like spirulina.
And if we surrender to them as such, you know, we give
designed
them
perfectly. It's created perfectly for us to boost us.
And if I can add on, I feel like with that surrender mentality, it really comes with a sense of dropping all expectations of what might happen, what you might feel, or what you even want to feel.
Preconceived notions. What you've heard.
Exactly. Just really taking the medicine as it is without thinking it should affect you a certain way.
Okay.
Letting it do its job, like fully being able to say yes and let it work its magic. And in that space, I found that we're tapping into the subtleness of the energy. We're tapping into the subtleness of the medicine itself. We're not, you know, just like blatantly drinking it and then it kind of like, you know, going about our day. It's like rooted in a purpose. It's rooted in an intention, and we're surrendering to that intention by saying, yes, I trust you. Like, you know, it's an intimate connection with the medicine, honestly.
It goes deeper into the DNA.
Yeah, and when we're at that space too, the body knows.
Sure.
You know, the body's a very intelligent being. We have a really complex system here, and if we're on board and we're able to really surrender to this experience, it creates it creates a journey that feels safe. We feel connected because we're not trying to resist anything, even through detoxing, right? I mean, this ultimate elixir, it has a lot of detoxing ingredients, chlorella, you know, spirulina, pulling out toxins.
Yeah, I was reading the other day that
metals.
both of those are really good for heavy metals, along with garlic and cilantro. I read a whole list of heavy metal pullers. And,
So, you know, if we're, you know...
barley grass is on the list too. Barley grass is also
Great.
good, and that's one of the big ingredients.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Wheatgrass is alkalizing, but those grasses are really good for detoxifying.
And in that detoxification process, I feel like, for my personal experience, I haven't really felt a bodily detoxification, but it's been more mental.
Okay.
I've noticed a lot more clarity in how I want to show up, and really being able to see where I'm not, and putting my priorities in order of, you know, how I want to grow and where I really want to put my intention.
Okay, so detoxing too and it could even be from processed information.
Right. Even like emotional detoxification.
Emotional detox.
You know?
Okay.
And
So this is all the surrender part
Yeah.
of the three.
the three keys,
three
Kulani's
keys.
three keys.
First one was intention.
Second is surrender, and the
Surrender.
third is commitment.
Okay,
And
right.
commitment, this goes hand in hand with living on the road, because everything is always changing. We see new people, we're seeing new places, we're experiencing a completely new world every day, it feels like. So commitment for us has been super important, because we can anchor in to our commitment of drinking our elixir every single morning, and with that we have an opportunity to create that consistency in our life. We can give our body to really have a chance to connect with the medicine, because it's not a spotty experience. It's not like, oh, on Mondays we drink it, or on
Sure,
Wednesdays
or something
we
you
drink
pull
it.
out of the medicine cabinet, like
Yeah.
a lot of Americans do that have
Yeah.
X amount of supplements, and they're
Right.
using them when they feel sick only.
Yeah.
Right. We
Yeah.
have it out daily in our everyday spot where we can pull it out.
Yeah, I love that. It's featured.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our medicine cabinet is used daily.
Yeah.
Because
Cool.
this is preventative medicine. This is.
And were you familiar with some of these herbs ahead of time before trying them, like maca?
Yeah.
A bit.
And, you know,
Well, it came to be an economical decision, because we had a bunch of different ingredients,
Sure.
and it became kind of costly.
Yeah.
You know, to work with all of these things. Oh, okay, now I'm having my maca. Oh, okay, now I'm having the spirulina, and now I'm having my shilajit, and it turned into something that was like, wow, we can put all of this in one. Like we finally simplified.
be more economically responsible.
Exactly, and it's easier to stay consistent, because
Stay
now it's not
consistent.
like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I have to have this at this time, this at this time. It's like every morning elixir. Period. There's no excuses.
Yep.
Right.
Like that's part of the
It's not
journey.
5 steps, 5 jars. I was
Yeah.
reading the other day about deep focus. When you do something that's simple and allows you to just keep moving forward, then you can stay focused. Because when we get distracted, it's hard for us to kind of get back. Or if we're doing other things, like if you go and look at your phone, but you're doing a project, it can take 20 minutes for your mind to reset and get back.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
reading about deep focus the other day and deep work. And having the elixir, I think, just prepared and ready to go, it just gives you those morning nutrients. Of course, we love all of our superfoods. I take milk thistle to support my liver,
Yeah.
sometimes extra.
Yeah, we have herbs and stuff.
L-theanine, yeah.
Yeah.
You like your teas and your herbs.
Totally.
Yeah.
What about the mushrooms? Let's jump into the mushroom section, because we got Jim's hand pan coming up. And but first I want to talk mushrooms a little bit, because we didn't really have a chance to go deep into ultimate shrooms.
It's all good. Here we go.
We have the Get Shroom
now's the
shirt
time.
on, Kulani over here. When did your passion for mushrooms start, and how have they supported you? And how tell us a little bit about your feelings on mushrooms, because
Well,
yeah,
I think
they're both bursting to get this out.
yeah, seriously.
Shrooms.
There's an amazing film called Fantastic Fungi, and it was created over a span of 13 years. I'm sure a lot of you know Paul Stamets. He's like the mushroom guy. Everybody knows him. After seeing that film, I felt such a resonance in my being that I just remembered all of the years and eons that mushrooms have existed, and I felt like an awakening of like the mycelium within my being. And I mean, we watched that pretty much as soon as we got connected with Live Ultimate, and that really kind of jump-started my interest in mushrooms and my passion for connecting with mushrooms and like-minded people who are committed to supporting their immune system, their cognitive function, by incorporating these medicines into their daily life.
Amazing. So how long had you been taking mushrooms? Had you just started them with Live Ultimate, or had you been curious about reishi before, or cordyceps or anything?
I hadn't even really known a lot about reishi, cordyceps, or any medicinal mushroom. I mean, I knew of shiitake, I knew about turkey tail, but I mean, I didn't know the effects of lion's mane.
Okay.
I didn't know anything really
So it was a
about
whole
cordyceps.
world, yeah.
It was like my doors opened
Wow.
And
to
Live
a whole new
Ultimate
world.
offered a lot of education on this. I mean, we
Seriously.
are learning every day.
Every
Like,
ingredient we can
Wow.
just go in on
Yep.
for hours on end.
Sure.
And now we're inspired too. So in addition to the resources that Live Ultimate shares with, publicly with everyone, because this is a company that wants to be able to share education on these beautiful beings, what they can do, what they're capable of. And I can speak for myself on this one, but I was deeply fascinated with the concept of the role of mushrooms and mycelium in the earth, like in the forest, like the way in which
Nature's great recycler.
nature's great recycler. And when talking about permaculture, if we remember for a couple minutes ago, it goes hand in hand with the cycle of life. So when I started to connect the dots of how important and how much like the importance of mushrooms
For
and
the
mycelium
soil, for the trees,
soil,
for the plants.
decomposing.
And they're in their own kingdom. That's one thing that a lot of people, our Live Altum ambassadors know well, but they're not in the plant kingdom or the animal kingdom.
Yeah,
they're
they're
the fungi kingdom.
somewhere in between.
And it's a very interesting kingdom. I mean, it was
is.
honored and revered. It was like very to the Chinese, to the kings and the emperors and the monks and the herbalists and the martial art. All the people in the know, like, they were sacred. Like cordyceps and reishi is, the mushroom of immortality.
Yeah.
Right.
Cordyceps is one that's considered a national treasure in Tibet and in China.
I actually
because they boost fertility and all these things. Like people can have families with them that couldn't have families before. I mean, how powerful is that?
Seriously.
That's so
and
powerful.
they were people that were weak. It made them strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they do
I
so
saw
many-
something recently. It was like a hieroglyph on ancient Egypt type of. I don't know if it was a tomb or some type of like ancient artifact, but it was like a hieroglyph of some type of like substrate and mushrooms growing out of it. So this goes to show that even the Egyptians had something to do with mushrooms.
Wow.
I mean, these beings have been through time and space, literally, and us as human beings and other beings on this planet have intimately connected with them for years now. So it's obvious why we feel such deep resonance, but it also makes sense that there's a lot of mystery around it as well.
Right.
So the education part of this and connecting it with the planet and connecting with our bodies, we start to kind of find that missing piece to the puzzle. Like, wow, like what a beautiful opportunity to respect nature and to be witness of nature and doing its job.
Sure.
Almost what it seems as effortless.
Yeah.
It's just doing it. Like it's programmed with this intelligence to be able to do its job. And
That's an adaptogen too, what it does in your body. It's doing the same thing in nature. It's helping the environment in so many ways, as the internet of the soil communicating with the trees. The trees are trading with it. They're trading things. They co-evolve together.
Yes.
And then in our bodies, like reishi has like 2,000 genes or something. They did a gene mapping of it.
Wow.
Really? I didn't even know that.
And it does so many interesting things that they're just starting to. It's going to take them 1,000 years to wrap their brain, even more, because this is so intensely interesting how it can do so many things in the body, from blood sugar to cholesterol to brain function, fertility, hormonal balance, immune boosting. There's so many benefits. Stress support.
I feel way more focused. The clarity of my mind. I feel like motivated and driven. Like I feel like
without a huge like the caffeine's good. I love my 1 cup.
He's like, we love caffeine.
We love caffeine too, guys. Don't get us wrong. It can actually help support and be a synergy. And I use my
Have your
L-theanine
elixir
with it,
first, folks.
Yeah.
But I mean, we love our mushroom coffees. One of my questions was
I want to do one ad too.
Go
Like in addition to the physical body and how it serves the physical body, I've personally noticed like a deep spiritual connection to the mushrooms. Really, I feel connected to the earth that we walk upon. I feel a deep resonance to feeling grounded and stable and safe and secure in my body, knowing that I am connected to this network of intelligence. And kind of going back to what Jim was saying, when he felt this awakening, it's almost like the receptors in our body, the neurons in our brain connected with the neurons of, or like the mycelium network and the fruiting body of the mushrooms. All of these things feel like they're intertwined in one
like
complex
a collective
whole.
Consciousness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like humanity too is a mycelium.
Yeah,
Seriously,
and like tapping into
Yeah.
that has really shifted things for us. And I know that for me too, like I feel so connected to my ancestors, to my spirit guides, to my spirit itself. And it really helps to be able to find something that's so intimately weaved with the earth itself that we can tap into these codes, that we can find resonance in these beings and learn from them and be open to them, and create a safe space to feel connected. And that for me has been a very potent response to connecting with the mushrooms on a daily basis, in addition to the physical benefits as well.
And they are such ancient beings. They're essentially where animals and plants split. It was, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it was plants and then it was animals and mushrooms.
Okay.
So I mean, it makes sense that we feel such resonance and that
They do share DNA with us.
Yeah,
I heard.
Right.
They're
And
more closely related to animals than plants.
I remember the first time I heard that, I was like mind blown. I was like, are you serious?
They're probably extraterrestrial. I mean, everything is. We're all
That's what
from
I'm
all
thinking
throughout
too.
the universe.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that mushrooms are here for a major reason, and
Yeah.
we didn't even realize that they're under the soil. We just thought it was coming out for a long
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So pretty
And the fruiting
incredible.
body is where most of the nutrition is, 50,
Yeah.
50 to 60 times the beta glucan
Right.
levels. And I think that's one thing we're going to talk about real quick was like the product that is the shrooms, like it's very powerful, right? And like
Yeah.
there's a lot of products out there that aren't, what they say they are and mycelium based, but that's what we are always educating about is mycelium
Yeah.
versus fruiting bodies. And I know we have a mushroom fest coming up in Miami, and Kulani and Jim are going to come out tomorrow with me to Gaia's Hideout, and we're going to check out fireflies.
We're gonna shroom
And
people
we're gonna
up.
we're gonna shroom people up with Live Ultimate, and we're gonna be making mushroom lemonade.
Yeah, absolutely.
With ultimate shrooms. So I want to have a little hand drum section. So can we get out the hand drum, Jim? And then before that,
Absolutely.
I just really quickly, because we didn't get a chance to talk about this. It's kind of a separate topic, but what are some of the limiting beliefs of like network marketing or of also living on the road, and like I always ask my guests, what's the one limiting belief you really want to address that might be something that you hear a lot, like that someone says that just isn't really how it has to be. It's just what they're creating.
It's a mindset thing, right?
Yeah,
So
they don't want to take that leap or whatever.
I mean, I can talk in terms of van life. I know the big things that people would say is it's expensive and it's unsafe. And these are two things that are kind of like relating to how you show up in your life. I don't feel fearful. Therefore, I don't draw in fearful situations. I'm not creating a chaotic environment because in my body I'm at peace and I feel peaceful. So it's really about like how we are in this life and how we show up. And in addition to finances too, van life is really cool because you can make it a very unique journey to you and what you want in this life. I mean, people can spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, on a really big rig and go to campsites every single night. That is a lot of money. Or, you can find something super cheap and affordable and, seek out free spots to camp and make your own food and, connect in a way that, doesn't have to create a lot of money spending. So.
And you're saving money by not needing to
Exactly.
pay rent for a little bit or
saving
buy
money for that
Absolutely.
land.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, everyone's journey is unique.
And utilities and stuff and
Right.
all the things that
Yeah.
go with a home.
And I mean,
Yeah.
we harness the power of the sun for our
Super
electricity, so
Yeah.
we're not paying a utility bill like you just mentioned.
Yep.
I mean, we basically traded rent for gas.
Yeah.
And although gas isn't the most sustainable, it does feel better to have that freedom to kind of move our home
Yeah.
wherever we want,
Traveling
wherever we
and
need
learning.
to. Because
Yeah.
I mean, for example, with Texas, like
If we got stuck
we
there,
were
yeah.
we were able to kind of just go
Yeah.
and still have
Oh,
our
wow.
home, whereas
Yeah.
people that live there in like their own structures kind of just had to deal with the brunt of it. So I'm grateful for the transportation modality of van life, just so we can actually like.
What limiting beliefs have you heard from your friends, and the unsafe thing too? It doesn't have to be that. Like you said, you're attracting something. Like
Yeah.
Right.
it's safe as long as you are feeling safe.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's important to. And
Obviously, you're making mindful choices.
I was
It's
gonna
not
say,
like
like,
you're just
street smarts
parking
are
on the
de-
side of like a highway.
Right.
Yeah, like
right.
you definitely want to come with some sense of like. I don't want to say common sense because that can be like belittling in some way, but like just like being aware of like
Strong
where you're
intuition.
at.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Really, I think the intuitive aspect of it is huge because if you're disconnected from yourself in any way, like you're not going to really know how to respond to certain situations. I mean, I'm not saying that every single situation has been like flying colors. There's definitely challenges that pop up, but it's about how we respond to the challenges and how we connect with our surroundings that really make the difference on how our experiences go for us. So what do you think has been like something that a lot of people have said or like common, like objections per se?
For
Or
van
like
life,
also your job you took a break
Yeah.
from. Has there been any issues from family or have you all or friends? They've been. I mean, you guys are very young too, so this is the time to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
But do it at any age too.
yeah,
Age
we're
is just
doing it
enough.
while we can and while we feel our bodies are able to kind
Or
of.
you have kids or have land that you're.
I had to prove to my parents, like, because I left at like 18, so like I was
Right.
like in my Jeep, and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to California. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like I'll see you maybe in a couple months. And they were like totally not cool with it at first, but like, I'm just, you can't stop
That's
me.
your spirit. You're a free spirit. I'm sure
Yeah,
you were like
so-
that when you were a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I really love exploring.
Yeah.
I was hungry to meet myself. I was hungry to learn who I was and what this meant for me, like what this life was. And once I started just being by myself on the road with nature, like things really started to shift for me. I started to feel into myself in a way that I never had.
Wow.
The way I would
Personal
respond.
growth, yeah.
Personal growth, like to me, traveling was one of the biggest reasons that I am the way I am today.
Wow.
100%.
It adds wisdom to your life, and also understanding. Like, I know when you travel outside the U.S., like appreciation.
Yeah.
And just also,
Humble.
I think maybe probably not judging so much. Like, everything is the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, don't judge it. Like,
exactly.
when I traveled over to Asia, and I had like, it was such a powerful experience in my 20s because you know, I saw how much happiness there was all around the world. You know, like it's portrayed in the media that there's all this suffering all over the place. No, people are so happy, even with not much. You know, with not much money, they're very happy.
Totally.
Because they have their farm.
The simple pleasures of life really go a long way. And I feel like when we start to kind of
when you live in a home, you're like always trying to like
fill the space and, you know, kind of like create
you start watching
a
TV
lack of
and
stillness.
you start
And really that deep happiness comes from being at peace with your stillness. And I mean, that's something that I've been able to kind of tap into while living on the road. And also to tap onto the judgment thing that you just mentioned. While we meet new people on the road, it really allows us to come to a new person, or to connect with new people in not a different way, but to kind of level ourselves up every connection we make.
Okay.
Because everything's a fresh start.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You know,
like
like the thing that
you're
I've
moving
really
from
tapped
one
into,
point to another.
Yeah, like
it's interesting.
it's really nice because like, you know, what I've recognized is, you know, relationships that have been connected through the years, you know, those are potent and pure and beautiful and so cherished in their own way. But what I've noticed too is, like, when you're on the road, you're always granted a new opportunity to show up.
Yeah.
You know, like if, you know, you felt like
start.
you weren't like showing up as your best person the day before, like you have a brand new start with brand new people, with a brand new clear slate where you can show up to however you want and need to grow into the person that you see yourself as and who you want to be.
And I mean, to speak on that a little bit and to kind of connect it with music,
we have a fire department nearby. Don't worry. We'll get the hand drum out in a second. Stay tuned,
but connecting with other musicians on the road is something that's been really inspiring for me, because I feel so passionately about music that I want to make it my own like career, essentially. And I want to be able to sustain my life, to sustain our life by pursuing music and just playing music and sharing that medicine with everybody. And when we went to Key West, this incredible experience dropped itself in front of us. We met 3 musicians living out of their van.
Shout out
Key
to
West.
Cameron, shout out to
Galen, Dimitri, y'all are awesome.
Galen. Yeah, I met Cameron at the Live Ultimate office. He was traveling from Boston down to Key West.
Of course.
And he ran into Kulani and Jim.
Dude, and we got together, we made
out
music.
of all the millions of billions of people in the world.
Cameron made us
They came to the office, they're like, we met how did it go? It was like,
an
like,
Englishman,
oh my God,
because we said we met an Englishman, Cameron, who was living out of his van,
and he asked you about Live Ultimate.
Yeah,
Have you-
right.
And we were
and you're
like,
like, what?
I brought it up. I'm like, we've been working with the superfood company. He's
Yeah.
like, is it Live Ultimate? And I was like,
And
yes!
you knew who he was right away. Like
He made a big impact on me too, because he's that free spirit as well, living the independent life, you know, and exploring and just experiencing, taking it all in and not judging it, and just becoming richer human beings. It's so inspiring to see your guys' journey. And on Instagram, follow them, please, guys, because let's get the drum out, because you're gonna see what it's like to travel in their stories. You're gonna see a great story about, you know, I love it when they're in nature and they're sharing it all. So go check out their accounts when you get a chance. And here we come with some pan music. And Paolo, you want to come over and say hi to everyone? We're gonna end the Wellness Wednesday with music, guys, from Jim.
Shout out
Arrigo.
Oasis Sound Sculpture, Adrian. You're a true homie.
We'll bring the phone in, get a little bit different perspective for you guys.
Yeah, but like you can say like.
Oh, show the Oh, beautiful. So this is my pom-tom drum, how it's pronounced. Pom-tom.
Pom-tom.
Yeah, or a lot of people know them as hang drums or hand pans. And it's just such a beautiful instrument. I feel so connected with it. And I'm just gonna play a little bit.
Awesome! Yay!
Woo!
Woo! Thank you, Jim.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Brian.
So that's called again the hand tom?
Pantom.
Pantom.
Yeah. Or
Like-
hand drum, hand pan,
Hand pan.
hang
hand
drum.
I got this.
There's a bunch of different names
Okay.
for it.
You guys want to do a super quick tour of Sage?
Yeah.
We'll do as
Let's
best
do
we
it.
can. And okay. Yep. Why don't you go ahead and take that?
Alrighty. Welcome to our home. This is Sage. We have our, let's see, where should we start? Start with our bed. We have the bed right here. You can open it up like so. And we have storage right there. Storage in the back as well. And then we also have storage up here for our clothing.
Here is our sink. We use a foot pump, and there's a 7-gallon water tank underneath. We keep our clothing up top. We have extra storage above. Jim actually keeps his instrument here. We have, of course, a beautiful stock of our favorite products.
Nice. There's all of the Ultimate products in the that's a cute little box over there, wooden box.
It's a little pantry.
Oh, that's so cute.
We keep our, this is the inverter, right? Yeah, so this is the inverter under the nice green shagified box. We keep all of our kitchenette stuff here. We have some extra food in here, silverware and other types of spices and our cosmetic stuff. And this is kind of like our kitchen table. This right here is essentially what opens up to be a table, and it opens up like this, so it's a sink and a desk and a table all in one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so everything's very efficient here, and you kind of have to be when living in such a closed area, and this is what we've been calling home for the past couple of months, and
Oh, look at that. There's a map up there on the ceiling.
yep,
That's cool. I've never seen that before.
inspiration.
There's Spanish moss hanging in here. There's
Yep.
netting. I love the netting too. There's all these little details. Babe, you can hold that? Good. Yeah, I'm gonna get in here and show everyone at home
Please do.
all the details, and you can see a lot of feathers and pine cones and just a lot of nature in here. Shells. Very, very. I love how also the energy is very clear and clean from. You guys must use sage and other herbs. And
all the time,
Yep.
every day.
it seems
Palo
super
Santo.
like just very calming.
We burn incense
Yeah.
every now and then as well, and try to make it feel
Okay.
as good as possible.
And I'm going to do a little tour around.
Okay. So Kulani's going on a little tour around to show everyone on Instagram, and Jim is setting back up in here. Thank you, Jim, for that amazing performance.
Aw, thank you.
It's very, very calming.
I feel that as well.
You could like close your eyes and just meditate to that, and just
Yeah.
someone that was saying that it's your own 512 hertz frequency.
I did see that comment.
Like a 528, I forget what it is. It's just like a
not even-
harmonic healing resonance.
All right.
Someone commented that it was
Beautiful.
I did see that.
I love to
You
hear that.
created a very good hertz frequency.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, while she's meditating or reading even, it'll just kind of put her to sleep.
I will. An amazing blast off for a meditation.
Much better than the sirens and the horns.
Yeah, no doubt.
But look at this beautiful park we got here in Miami Beach, and beautiful day out here. So anything, I always like to close Wellness Wednesday by asking, everyone if they want to share any last, things with, last words of encouragement and philosophy,
So
strength.
feel really grateful to be present and to share our journey with you guys. If there's one thing that I can offer as a little closing statement would be that whatever you do in this life, do it with intention and share your presence and connect with your hearts. And if you're grounded into an intention in this life, I guarantee you'll feel more supported, fulfilled, and received by all that this universe has to offer.
Awesome. So intention, was that?
Yeah.
We're
Anything
focused-
that we do in this life, my closing statement personally is allow intention to guide you home. Allow
Believe in
intention.
yourself.
Yeah.
Just believe in yourself, because you can do it. Whatever you want to do, you have the power to make it happen.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for joining us today for a special outdoor edition of Wellness Wednesday with Kulani and Jim and Sage, their van. We had an amazing time. We're definitely going to have them back in the future as a guest, and we can do something live from California or wherever they are, East Coast, you never know. So Send them a follow if you can, and they'll follow you back, I'm sure, and connect about Live Ultimate and about van life and about music and about art. So many amazing things. Setting an intention. I love the three. How did you describe that? The three.
Kulani's 3 keys.
Kulani's 3 keys, which are intention, surrender,
and commitment.
And then commitment. Intention, surrender, and commitment. All right, guys. Have a great Wellness Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care of yourselves. Love everyone. Love each other. Be well. Live ultimate. Live happy.
Woo! Cool. Yay! Woo! Very fun. Oh, well, stoked.
Supercharged.
So smooth, beautiful.
That was smooth.
Yes.
Love that.
Absolutely.